Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Sunday, August 15th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Delighted to see everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Good to see ya. Let's have some coloring fun. Zoom out. Let's have some chat fun. And even if you're not into coloring, sit back and enjoy. We always have a good time here. So welcome to my Facebook peeps who come in and chat. And welcome to my lurkers who watch but don't chat while I'm live. That's okay too. And welcome to my YouTube people. All right. Don't forget the Dawn's contest is going on. Be sure to check the deadline date on that. Get your entry in. It's a great prize. So I've got a couple of pieces here that I want to show you. And do me a favor, when you come in, just say hello so that I know that I can see you. More importantly, that I can see comments. That's the issue. Hi Sandy, I see that you're here, but just say hello for me, would you? Alrighty. Hello, Wanda. Wanda, congratulations. Oh my gosh. Go ahead and tell everybody the big news. Saw your post. But go ahead and tell everybody what online here what's going on. All right. So this book, this coloring is from Christmas Florals, which I've got to go ahead and put on the back because I forgot to do that. Creative Haven. All right. Hello, Dorothy. Miss Dorothy, how are you feeling? She has an exclamation point after her hello, everyone, so I'm going to take it. She's feeling good. I feel good. Da, 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 da. Ashley, hello. Mary, hello. Sandy, yep. I think I got everybody so far that I see, at least. All right. So let me do a little bit of camera adjustment. Got to get Annie in closer. Annie Banani. Feeling better every day. So Wanda's announcement is, drum roll, my picture won, W-O-N, won a spot on the back cover of the soon to be released book Watercolor Portraits. Oh, woo-hoo-hoo! You go, girl. Oh, are you? I hope you're proud. You gonna buy 50 copies of the book? So let's give Wanda a hand. Maybe, she says. Hey, why not, you know? Why not? Wanda, that is so great. And you know, what I think helped you get that win, other than you did a fantastic job, is I think because of that, what I call the slave girl picture that you did, everybody knows what your talents are. Yeah, that's my question. Do you get a free copy of the book? Zoom out. I would hope so. Okay. And while Wanda's answering that question, I will be answering this question, which is, what am I going to be coloring? Oh, well, thank you, Wanda. She says the wood looks incredible. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what kind of trouble we can get into tonight. Would love it if anybody can, if you want to say hello. Now, I showed you how I did the wood on my last broadcast. No, you did not miss the water swirl tutorial yesterday. Angela says, how odd, I was waiting on my other iPad for this video. It still hasn't shown on the page. I was a little late getting on. Wanda gets a free download. Oh, a free download of 10 of the 48 pictures. Okay, so you've got to buy the book. You need to cut off the back cover, and you need to frame that, Wanda, and put it up so you can see it. Okay. So I finished the wood, and remember, I do my horizontal lines. I showed you how to, well, I'm going to show you tonight as well, how to color in. I'm guessing she probably doesn't get to choose which one. She just did a BRB, so she hasn't seen your comment. Yeah, and that's what Ashley's done. She cut with all her covers, cut them off and frame them. Yep. Yeah, she stepped away, so when she comes back in, we'll have to tell her all this. So just repeat your comments. Okay. So I showed you how I did the wood last night. And now what I'm going to do, zoom in. Zoom in. Haha, zoom in. There we go. Is I'm going to take a dark gray, not black, and I'm going to squiggle in, zoom in, zoom in. I'm going to squiggle in, right? Did you know that squiggle is another official coloring word? So I'm going to squiggle in some black in here in the joints. Dorothy, I'm so glad to hear that you're feeling better and doing great. Hello, Sandy. Zoom out. So I like to do wood walls. Zoom out. Zoom out. Because they just lend themselves to looking great and are very easy to do. So like I said, don't forget to put in your black. Now, remember though, you don't want to get into a pattern, right? No pattern. And do you see these little dashes right here on the wood? I'm going to put a few of those in. Zoom out. Zoom in. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I can't make up my mind. So I'm going to put in these like little black mark thingies. And what I want you to do is go to Google and Google plank wall or plank wood. And you'll see some really neat ideas. And then you want to emulate that. Now, I want to talk about that word a minute, emulate. When you see a picture on Google, you're getting an idea and you're emulating it. You're not copying it, you're emulating it. When you guys color with me, you're not copying me, you're emulating me. And that means that you may not get exactly what I did, but you'll still get a good looking picture. So I don't want you to get disappointed. That's my biggest thing that I keep telling you guys. Quit being so darn judgmental. And also, look and see how I changed direction with my coloring a little bit on the plank. And put a little black line there maybe. So I'm just going to put these little speckles all over the place. Any questions about how I'm doing this? They look like little pepper marks. Zoom out. Questions, comments? Okay. Okay, Wanda. So, hi, Rebecca. People had questions for you. Do you get to pick your pictures? Okay, we get the sampler. Ashley said that she cuts her cover and frames it. So that means Wanda has to buy 2 books. You better frame that, Wanda, and date it. Okay, everybody see now how I'm making that planking really show up with the darker gray. Now, don't get stupid with it. We've talked about this before. Don't go overboard. Take your time, have fun, relax, take a deep breath. Rebecca. Angela Campbell. Hello. So what do you guys think of this? Do you like it so far? And more importantly, do you feel you can do this? Angela, Angela. Okay, now, see how I made this little squiggle? Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, so I took my pencil and I went out to the left, came back to the right, went out to the left again. See? Simple. And I'll go ahead and probably put a little squiggle somewhere else. Now, notice how I've got this little knot that I had put in here, so I got to shade the inside of that to make it look like it has depth. And I'm going to smush it with my finger. Okay, zoom out. Now, we've got these two little holes in the sled, and that's my background. So I'm going to color that in, because right now they're sticking out like sore thumbs. And remember, guys, you got to get real blendy with your stuff. No harsh lines. Everybody repeat after me. No harsh lines. The harshest line on here are my shadows between my planks. I don't know, Angela, if it could be a distance issue. You would? I don't know. I mean, a broadcast is a broadcast, and it goes over the same, you know, same things. But didn't you say that it cleared up when you got on your computer? Zoom out. Okay, so here's where we are so far. Now, remember when I had that little red blotch up there because I got red, I think I got into my liquid pearls. So what I did is I covered it with my Arteza pen. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. So I covered it with my white Arteza pen, and now I'm going to take my marker, not a pencil, and I'm going to dot on this. I'm not dragging back and forth because I don't want to pull up that pen. Angela, we've had other people from Australia on here with no problem. So I don't know what to tell you on that. Now, if you need a slightly darker pen to take care of that blotch, there you go. So we've got this looking like it's just a flaw in the wood. Zoom out. Please tell me I was on camera for that entire thing. And if you're repairing something like this and you end up putting on a color that still, it looks a little different from your other pieces, just carry that color into your piece a little bit. Zoom out. Zoom out. So now we look like we have a flaw in the wood instead of an ugly red mark. So that worked out. Get creative. Okay, now the next thing that I did is I took my Arteza and let me find my little puppy. There we go. Zoom in. I haven't seen Rhonda. Wait, Rhonda, you're in here, aren't you? Rhonda Green? Hi, Linda. Okay. Did I say hi to you earlier? I hope I didn't and then forgot. I'm a dork. Okay. So what I did is I took my Arteza white pen, Ronnie, yay, hello. All right, Ronnie's starting to come in on a consistent basis. We like that. Woohoo! Well, thank you, Ronnie. You'll even love it better when I pull out and show you the rest of it. Okay, so I'm tipping. Well, thank you. I'm glad you liked the wood. Wanda loved it too. And your book did arrive today. Excellent. Now, I want to remind you guys that just because if you don't have that slice knife that I used on the top, don't panic about it. And in fact, I did not use my slice knife as I got towards the bottom. The picture evolved beyond that, so even though I used my slice knife and showed you how to make the wood grain, I actually ended up doing something a little different. La da dum, da da dum. Okay, so let me work my way around. You know, you would think by now, with me being right-handed, that I would do the stuff on the left first, but do I? No. I do the stuff closest to my hand, and then I get my hand in it. Chicken lasagna. Ooh. Here we go. We're starting up on food. There you are, Rhonda. Doggone it. I was about to have someone send a text and see where you were. Why are you late, sweetie? You okay? Oh, I don't like that. Oh, well. Well, okay, I'm going to wipe it off. Ha! There we go. Oh, you had Bible study. Okay. Oh, doggone it. And you sent me a text and said you were going to be late. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. You did tell me you were going to be late. Thank you. Okay. You did. I forgot. Thank you. Okay, now I want you guys to think about something when you're putting the little touches of the snow on here. Yes, you did message me, and I forgot. I did. So are you doing online Bible study? Now, when you're putting the touches of this white snow on here, you need to think about the snow falling and where it's going to land, in part. So, on these side pieces, probably on the top. Now on this one, I made a top and bottom, which is fine. You just want to be different. Yeah, Ronnie says when you become a regular and you don't come in, everyone worries. That's what's so great about this group. Yes, it is. You show me another group that does the same thing. And that's exactly right. I may forget that you told me that you had Bible study, but I'm still going to be, you know, concerned about you. Okay, now, don't get fussy with this, with the white snow on here. It'll drive you bonky. It really will. So what I want you to do, and you know that this is my style anyway, is I'll go ahead and start to color up an area like this, and then I'll leave it. I won't quite finish it. Hi, Stephanie. And then I'll come back to it. I'm going to put a little white in here. I think we're good. Zoom out. Cute. Okay. So we're good right there, I think. I don't want you guys to think that you have to finish. Thank you, Rhonda. I don't want you guys to think that you have to finish everything in a spot. So I've put my little touches of snow decoration on here. I may put more on, I may not. We'll see. Let it fit in with, be contextual of the picture. And that would be Vicky saying hello, if you can hear her barking in the background. Okay. I am so glad that Stephanie has come back. Jean. Hello, Wanda. I'm sorry. Marilyn and Daisy. Marilyn, Daisy, and Jean are here tonight. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. Okay, let me find something. Give me a second. Yeah, Pearly isn't here. And guys, absolutely, if somebody doesn't show up. Oh, hi Daisy. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Just sit back and relax and take it all in. Okay, I got to arrange something, guys. I may bump the camera. Here we go. Now, guys, if one of our regulars doesn't show up, feel free to text them, okay? I'm proud of you guys when you do that. If somebody wants to check on Pearly, that's fine. Daisy, take care, relax. And again, if anybody has any questions that's new, have at it. Any suggestions, have at it. Okay, now. Daisy, I covered that in the last video. I did a combination of my slice knife and my browns. I put down a base color of my light marker and then came back with my brown pencils. And I'm going to be playing with that tonight, so you'll see it. And Mary says, I finally unboxed my Broad Funner pencils. For now, I have 2 metal bins for them, even and odd. Yes, ma'am, that is a tile floor or carpet. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, too. I am so kicking myself. I saw a floor pattern that I liked, and I thought, hey, that would look cool. So I put it in, and then I decided that I wanted to put little white decorations on my wreath of snow. Well, it doesn't snow indoors, so this is artificial snow, by the way, guys. Oh, yeah. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Zoom in. So I'm going to put a little bit of some white on the bow. So we're going to pretend that this came from a store and somebody put a little bit of the white flocking on it. Work with me, guys. Thank you, Ronnie. The sled and wreath are decorations in that home. Thank you. You guys are the best. You got my back. Oh, dang. Put a little snow on the floor. Oh, man. And we can put a little flocking on the bells if you want. You guys are the best. Well, the good news is you learn how to decorate snow on your coloring pieces, right? Wanda, I don't want you to say a word. All right, now I want you to notice. Hello, Kathy. Rebecca says, honestly, I thought you were going for that craft store flocking look when you started putting the white on. Okay, yep. Exactly. There we go. All right, now look, don't forget to put a little bit of the white on the rims, right? Because that's where the stuff would stick. Kathy. Okay, and guys, in all seriousness, this is an exact example of going with the flow on your colorings. Is if you see something that you want to start to do, you can go ahead and do that. Now, I want to show you something else neat too. Zoom in. You remember when I used the liquid pearls here, which are still nice and shiny? Well, guess what? When they dry, we can go ahead and put flocking on that as well. Melba! Helen should be popping into the room pretty soon too. She may be watching it in the background. Okay, everybody see how I'm putting the white on top of my little berries here that are my liquid pearls. Oops. All right, I don't mean to keep spinning you guys around here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the flocking on my berries. And we'll still have shiny on this. We are all well and we are all in a rare mood tonight, aren't we? Oh, how pretty this looks. Zoom out. Now, this is where you need to start deciding how much, decoration you want. If we're deciding that this is flocking, we may or may not do these little weird thingies that are usually plastic. But does everybody see how I put the dots on top of the liquid pearl, which is on top of the picture, and the liquid pearl is still shining? Zoom in. Zoom in. That's what liquid pearl does. You can still see that beautiful shine. Isn't that cool? I think what I'm going to do is just put a little bit. Rhonda. No. Oh, Kathy, I'm glad you're back. Wanda. Tell Melba what happened with you. So this decoration here of adding this little bit of white goes along the lines of, don't get dumb with it. Let's see here. Rebecca says, honestly, Melba, today has been pretty rough for a few close friends. Okay, so I'm hanging out here while the hair dye processes and soaking in the joy. Oh, Melba already knows. when you put your flocking on these little plastic doohickey things, you want to do it in such a way that it doesn't look like that it's a shine highlight, you know, which is your zoop straight line. So you need to mess it up a little bit. Are you with me on that? So in other words, make it obvious what it is. Oh, I don't think Ronnie, okay. Ronnie, Wanda's been working on a picture for the Lifescapes company, and yes, her picture won. Her picture is now on the back cover. We are so proud of her. The same person who came into this group not wanting to do grayscale, and look what she's doing now. I love it. And I want all you others to take note. All right, now, when you put your little, again, right here in this segment here, the snow, you've got to look where it's going to stop, fall. Yeah, she's got it in the group picture. So, notice it'll be on the top, right? Now, even though this is flocking, I want to make a point here. Even though it is flocking, right? You still want it to make it look like it's from the top. I mean, if somebody did this, they would probably just spritz it all over and not really, you know, take care of where they put it. But we're going to pretend that the store clerk was careful and did a really good job. Zoom out. Oop, let me put a little zoom in. Zoom in. Make up your mind, ILene. And I'm going to put a little bit of white on the center of the bow. There we go. We'll leave it right there. All right. Melba said, I got all my hair cut off from way down my back to neck length. First time in 13 years. Ooh. Made a promise to my husband I wouldn't cut my hair. He's been gone almost 2 years, so I did it. Oh, Wanda. Melba. How do you feel about that, Melba? And you are going to show us a picture, right? Okay. Melba, that's a big step for you. So I've got a little bit of flocking now on the bell. Is this a bittersweet thing for you, Melba? Zoom out. Yeah, love it, question mark, exclamation. I get it. Zoom out. Alrighty, there you go. Oh, that looks cool. Okay, tile floor. Let me take a sip of my drink here. So there we go so far. All right. Yeah, Melba says kind of. When I was teaching school, I kept it to a manageable length. All right. Yes, this is the tile floor. And I was playing around with this last night. And what I did is I drew my little horizontal lines and then my break lines here. And the idea is that these are the different colors. So I used the blue, the tan, and a gray. I was looking on Google for some floor ideas. I wanted to get away, you know, I couldn't do wood really. Zoom in. And so you can see why I'm using these three colors. Now, you can either take this as a tile floor or you can take it as carpet segments. Excuse my arm. And I want you to notice that when I end this floor pattern, I ended it with I could have ended with a gray, but I wanted to end it with the blue because that's going to really distinguish against the brown, okay? So you need to think about things like that. So what I'm going to do, even though it can be tiles, like I said, I'm going to turn it into, in effect, carpeting. Oop. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to blend my colors together so that they start merging. And I'm going to give it that soft look. Melba, you've got to give us a picture, I'm telling you. And don't forget, guys, to those of you who are new, we have an album set up. If you want to go ahead and post and create an album and put in pictures that describe you. So Melba, if you'll post it in the group and just say admin approved. Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, Rebecca, when you do that, please put admin approved, since it's not really directly coloring related. Okay. Zoom out. Okay, Melba, that's fair enough, sure. Okay, zoom out. Zoom out. So I'm intending carpet with this. So we need to have a really nice soft look with this. So I'm going to go ahead and take, yeah, put it in, yeah, good, Rebecca. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white pencil and I'm going to start softening this whole look. Zoom in. So new members, we have a section, an album where you can post pictures. So mine have my 3 cats, my dog, and me. Now what I want you to see is when I blend, I'm blending on the edges to get these to come together. Angela! Angela! Hey, hey, hey! Now, if you want this to be tile, fine. Don't soften it up like I am. Zoom in. Zoom in. And what you can also do, which I'm doing on this blue, zoom in, is I'm going ahead and using my white pencil to soften it up. And I can pop over to the gray because the blue and the gray are similar tones, but I don't want to do that on my brown yet. We'll do that separately. So remember how I told you that over blending, oh, let me get straight here, Stacy, How's your mom doing? Grandma doing? And Kenneth? And your ex? So what, remember I told you that if you put too much white on something, it like blends and gets mushy? Well, this is one of those times that we want this to blend and get mushy, okay? Because we're doing carpet. Now, having said that, this is running on the assumption that this is all one carpet piece. Right? If it were tiles, you'd want your division lines. So I'm softening this entire bottom piece to make it look like the carpet. And had I not done this with the carpet on the bottom, I would have switched up this piece and made it an outdoor piece. Oh, good, Rhonda. Thank you. I love it when I can depend on you guys. Had I not made this carpet before I had flocked my wreath, I would have made this an outdoor scene. So this would be leaning against a barn, even with the presents. Everybody see how this blue and this gray is merging together because of the way that I'm doing it. Now again, I'm not touching the brown, excuse me, the gold, because I don't want to transfer that color. But I want to soften that line. And make it somewhat mushy looking. Because it's carpet. And again, this is the assumption, like I said, that this is one roll of carpet. Zoom out. Okay, so let's clean off my point. And now I'm going to go and do my gold. And we'll blend that up. Oh yeah, that's right, Wanda. I remember that video of Dawn riding the sled last year and running into a tree. Yeah, she did. She did. That was so funny. Poor Jim, watching her do that. Jim knows she's a crazy lady. Hi, Dawn, if you're watching. It does sound like some, exactly, Ronnie. You know Dawn. Somebody needs to text her and tell her that we're talking about her and she needs to pop on. She probably would too. Everybody see how I'm mushing these colors together and making them very subdued? like a carpet. Zoom out. See, Ronnie, that's why you've got to be part of this group and be here consistently, because we all pull each other up, right? Okay, I gotta wipe off my pencil here just to clean it off. Melba, are you popping off? Gotta run later. Much love to you all. Let's color. There you go. Good night, Melba. Now, at this point, if you have anything sticking out like a sore thumb, blend it. And what you can do is you can wipe off your pencil on your paper towel to keep it clean. There you go. Zoom out. And if you have anything that is very abrupt, like this blue and this brown. So Ronnie says, I'm still among the land of the living, as our auntie would say. Well, good. Zoom in. So I need to blend up. That blue, just to lighten that, lighten this, and fix that transition. Now guys, don't be afraid of stuff like this. Stacy, did you see my question? How are your grandmother and Kenneth doing? How are you doing? Okay. Oh, you did answer. I am so sorry. Oh, not seeing it, sweets. Oh, good. Grandpa got to come home today while Grandma and I were going to the store, and my aunt was here. He fell again because he got dizzy due to still recovering in the new meds. So my dad had to come over and help him get up. So we were walking with him, and he is using a cane until he gets his balance back better. Okay, thank you, thank you. I bet you're tired physically and mentally. Just sit back and relax and watch the coloring. Okay. Zoom out. Not too bad. The blue's a little bit brighter than what I would prefer, but that's okay. You can have carpet design that is that way. I'm not going to fuss with it too long. Rita says, hi, I'm at the Santa Fe Opera. See you tomorrow. Okay, Rita. Well, thank you for checking in while you're at the opera. Oh, my gosh. Whee! We love it. She's at the Santa Fe Opera, and she's still checking in with us. Now, that's impressive. Okay. So here's what we have so far. Zoom out. Zoom out. There we go. I am loving this picture. I am loving this picture. All right. Pearly. Where were you, sweetie? We were on the hunt for you. Okay. And don't forget, if anybody is having problems with the music too loud or any specific tones, let me know. Will I zoom in and show you the dried berries? Yeah. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. I did those with liquid pearl. Zoom in. There you go. Stacy, what did I tell you about apologies like that in this room? I'm glad to do it. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. This music makes you think of Forrest Gump. Okay. Now, I noticed that, let me do one quick thing on this wreath, because it looks a little wonky to me, is this part right over the sled. The U of it looks funny to me, so I've got to come out. There we go. Much better. There we go. That was just bugging me. All right, zoom out. Zoom out. I told you guys. Oh, this is the song that plays when the feather is floating. I had no idea. I'm surprised that Facebook isn't hitting me up about it. Well, it's because I've got the birds in the background and it makes the music sound different. All right, let's get some packages done. If you're new, don't forget, if you have ever any questions, Rebecca, there you go. And we always appreciate it if you step out that you're going to say something so that we know. Okay. So we're going to need some, well, again, this is vintage, right? Subdued colors. right? And that means old-fashioned looking colors, right? Yes. So stick to your theme. Rebecca says we'll see tomorrow how much of the teal shows in my hair. Zoom in. So I want to talk about vintage colors a little bit. You can really tell when you're looking at something, you'll say, oh, that looks vintagey. That's a new word. And one of these times I'm going to do a search on Google and say, why do vintage colors look so dull? Oh, Pearl is coming on soon. She's been shopping. Okay, gotcha. I think that part of the vintage look is because of the selection of colors that manufacturers had. Somebody needs to go on Google and say, why do vintage colors look the way they do? Okay, now I want to show you something too. There you go, Rebecca Jones. That's what I thought. It says it has to do with the way the dyes were manufactured. Yep, yep, yep. And Rebecca Jones says chemical engineering has given us really vibrant artificial colors. There you go. There's the answer. See this little line in here behind the bow? I had to add that because the author didn't. Thank you, Rebecca, for that answer. Did you just research that on Google for us? Da, 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 da. So guys, you know how I'm always telling you to tint your colors? In other words, come in lightly? Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Do I have a boo-boo on my thumb? I don't think so. I was into some of my stuff earlier today. I've got paint on this one. Thank you. Rebecca says she learned it studying textiles and furniture in college. Oh, wonderful, Rebecca. Cool. So my guess was correct that that was what was just available at the time. Okay, so I'm starting with this package. Peekaboo, I see Dawn Denise Boyer. Hello, Dawn. So, Rebecca, did you ever think that you'd be using that information in a coloring group? Okay, I'm going to blend this lightly. So Rebecca says also a lot of dyes were weren't particularly color fast, so the color would wash out very easily. That makes sense. Hey Rebecca, I have a favor to ask you. Would you create a post in the group and just say ILene asked me to post this information. We were talking about, you know, tell everybody what we were talking about, which is vintage colors based on my current coloring project, and then put that information. Just say the discussion came up about why vintage colors look the way they do, and would you please do a nice little write-up about that? I would really appreciate it. Okay, let's go down. Let's see what you got here. So Pearly says, I'm sorry everyone got in here. Whoops. And phone rang, so needed to end the call before I could. Before I could tell you all, I had a most educational experience. I took hubby to Menards and Home Depot to pick up new retaining wall pavers. I had it done in 8 minutes, but it took Jerry over an hour to tell me why we shouldn't use each color, and in the end, he picked out my exact choice. Oh, that's hysterical. Ronnie says, I remember when I was growing up, yeah, just type out what you put in the group. So Ronnie says, I remember when I was growing up and my gram crocheted that yarns had dye lots. In the early to mid 80s, they stopped using them, which really makes it nicer when running out of yarn. Huh. Yeah, Rebecca, just as long as you just briefly explain, just say we were discussing vintage colors based on the, tonight's live broadcast. So in other words, you got to tell everybody what the backstory was so they know. And that I asked you just to post a little bit of that based on your college degree, that's all. Zoom out. So, now you know that when you go to do a vintage coloring, why the colors look the way they did. Is it a waste of time to discuss this? No, absolutely not. Because it enhances your coloring. That's what we do here. Rebecca says, I remember running afoul of dye lots when I was younger. Yay. And guys, this is why I, you know, have my lives. That we can discuss things like that. So Ronnie says you would think that you were getting a matching color, but when you would put the two greens together, they didn't necessarily match. Yep. Okay, I gotta move my camera a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, well, Stacy, now you've got me thinking of Forrest Gump when I hear this music now. So I'm going to go ahead and darken up this edge a little bit with my same red. And then again, this is where I drew in the line behind the bow because the author didn't, so I had to fix that. And I'm going to put a little bit of a shadow, zoom in, zoom in. I'm going to put a little bit of a shadow right here. All right. Not blended yet. Okay, so I'm going to use a lighter reddish color here. Nope, not going to use that one. Oh, yeah. So I'm putting a little bit of orange on top here. So I'm mixing the orange and the red because I just want that older look, oldish look. So it's also going to tell you that vintage coloring on the paper, it just wasn't garish, you know? So if you're wondering how to get that look, you need to just research it a little bit. Totally not a waste of time if you want your pictures to look really good. All right. And I keep hitting that bow. All right. So what I'm going to do now, yeah, it does look iridescent, doesn't it? That's the idea. Okay, I'm going to use a water-based marker, and I'm going to put that on my edge, and this is where I gently tap it with my finger while it's still wet. And what that does is that smears the marker just a little bit and gives me that blended look. See how that's making that package look now? Now, you'll hear people say that you shouldn't put marker over pencil, balderdash, right? I do it all the time when I want to do shading like this. And what the tapping does is it pushes the marker a little bit so that you don't have a stark line. And it blots up any wet spots. Good night, Stacy. I'm so glad you could drop in. Stacy, how's Dylan doing? Any word on him before you go? Okay, I got a little bit of my red in my gray, so I'm going to go ahead and just color that out. Da, 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 da. Now, if you get a little marker where you shouldn't, you can go ahead and attempt to immediately erase it out. It'll take out some of it, not all of it, of course. Now, again, the close-up view looks wonky, but the normal view looks fabulous. Please tell me I'm not the only one ready for fall season foods. You know, it's funny you should say that. I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know if I'm influencing you guys because I've been doing some fall season colorings. Oh, Louie, your ex. I'm sorry. I guess he's the same. Haven't really heard anything. Dawson went to see him and seems okay. The boys spent the day together, so I'm glad for that. Okay. They needed some brother time. Thank you, Stacy. I'm ready for everything fall. Okay, so everybody see how I'm getting that nice little shading? My finger blots up any excess, and it softens the line for me. Kathy says I've been seeing pumpkin everything in the store. Yeah, well, you know the stores rush the holidays. Anybody have any question, especially our new people, about how I'm using this marker technique? Okay, let me roll this. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Butternut squash. Yep. Casserole. Now, you may wonder how I'm keeping this marker from smudging onto my color. It's because when I tap it straight up and down. Ronnie says Nehemiah was here today. and came up with the idea of beef stew served in a bread bowl. Oh, yeah. I have an Instant Pot, and I would take beef stew meat, which is a little tougher, put it in my Instant Pot, put in water, potato, carrot, peas, sometimes corn, and make a really, really good stew. Zoom out. I'm okay with the fine tip. I didn't need that this time, Ronnie. That was so funny the other day. I was trying to get into a teeny tiny area, and Ronnie says, ILene, why aren't you using your fine tip? And ILene thought, you know, I don't know why not, because I was being dumb about it. Okay, white pencil. I'm going to go ahead and lighten up our areas a little bit in between where I just put the edging on. Whoops. Okay. Hey, I thought there were no such word as dumb in here. Yeah. There are not. Good night, Angela. Angela, you're going to go study, aren't you? How's your studying? No, wrong, Angela. Is the broadcast still giving you problems? All right, everybody see, zoom out. Zoom out. Everybody see how I have the muted color on that package? So I'm letting the white pencil basically wash out the package color. And Ronnie mentioned this looked iridescent. That was because, yeah, I can do purple, sure. Love purple. Twist my arm. Because I used the red and the orange. What I always tell you guys, do not use single shades on your coloring. You guys are beyond that now. And for anybody that's new that needs help, that's what you'll learn in here. Angela Lyons says, studying is still a challenge, getting more tutoring tomorrow. Super, you go, girl. All right, everybody notice now how subdued that package is. Okay, zoom out. Zoom out. Don't get frustrated, Angela, and don't give up. Hey, Angela, why don't you go ahead and text Mark Vick? Tell him I suggested that you contact him and see if he can give you any pointers or tips. He's in this group. Okay, let me just play with this. I'm serious. I want you to contact him. Tell him I sent you. He is really, really, really good at coding. Oh man, I love that package. Everybody see how cool that looks? It kind of has a faded look. Yeah, see, this is the paint that you guys saw on my thumb. Yeah, just tell him I sent you and tell him what you're doing and he'll be glad to help you. He is very good at what he does. His memory is like you wouldn't believe. And he's very smart. Just explain to him that you're in classes and I'm sure he can give you tips to help you. Okay, questions, comments. Let's do a purple one. So I'm looking at my screen and it looks like I've got a, what is this profile picture? It's an orange cat. It's a full face picture of an orange cat. Close-up picture. Okay, I noticed a little brown line again next to that package, so I'm just fixing that. And if you notice any areas that need to be fixed, go ahead and do that. Okay, let's do purple. Let's do purple. Da, 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 da. Okay. Good night, Kathy. All right, let's get our purples on. Let's get our purples on. So I'm pulling a dark, a medium, and a light. I may not use all of them, but I still have them. On hand. And don't forget when you pull your, good night, Kathy. So I've got my dark, my medium, and my light. And remember, when you color like you're coloring what? What's the word? Dark, medium, light. Okay, there we go. Somebody tell me the word. You color line art as though, I'm going to give you a hint. You're coloring line art as though you're, oh, you just messaged them. Super. You color line art is just like you're coloring what? Grayscale, says Rhonda. Thank you, Rhonda. Zoom in. And that means, now, it's not so, well, it's going to be apparent even on this box. So this is my dark purple. Let me double check. Yeah. And if anybody doesn't know what that means is that you want to color in different dimensions. You don't want to do what I call flat coloring, which means you just take your pencil and color in a spot with one color. It's not hard. And our darkest color is normally where? I'm doing it right now. Zoom in. Zoom in. On the edges. Thank you, Angela. And by coloring a darker color on the edges, it gives us what? Oops. Rhonda says on either side, that's good. So on coloring on the edges, it gives us what? Dimension, depth. Super. And like I said, I appreciate you guys answering, because we have people that are watching that aren't chatting, or we have new people. And when we're coloring using multiple shades of color, it is very, very important that we what? Now, see how I'm rounding this curve a little bit? No, Wanda didn't fall asleep. She's coloring. So when we put multiple shades of colors together, it's important that we what? Overlap the colors, blend. Yep. Thank you, Rhonda. Now, the reason that I'm doing my dark colors, right, Ronnie, blend into one another, because we don't want to see any what? The reason it's important to blend is that we don't want to see any and then I'll quit after this one so you guys can keep coloring. See, Wanda says I'm swatching. So, no lines. Thank you, Ashley. No wire hangers. Oh, there we go. Good, 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 good. Thank you. One more quick question. When I go to color a spot, how many pencils do I pick up? Minimum. And then I'll quit with the questions. 3, a light, a medium, and a dark. Thank you. Thank you. Rhonda says she can't, Rhonda Green says she can't color now without picking up 3 pencils. The rule of 3. Larry, Curly, and Mo. You guys are the best. And truly, I do ask these questions because, like I said, just in case we have new people, I want them to see this. Now, obviously, there are sometimes exceptions to the rules on when we're coloring, but for the most part, now, remember when I told you that when you're coloring things that you don't want to do like a segment here and a segment there? Because otherwise it repeats too much. In this case, I want the package to look consistent. So that's why I'm doing my outlining on the entire thing. No, I haven't tried. Ronnie wants to know if I tried the Starjoy pencils with either markers. No, but it shouldn't matter. Actually, I need to walk that back. I very well may have, because as you know, I keep my pencils by color, and I may have colored with Starjoy, and then I may have gone and used it with a marker. Listen guys, don't wait for me to try stuff. Experiment with it. The Starjoy should be just fine. I just colored something I shouldn't have. Hold on. Da 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 dum, da 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 dum. I made a boo-boo. There we go. On it. Now I want you to notice that as I'm adding this edge that I'm varying the width, right? And when I do the corners, when I round the corners, I may poke out the color a little bit. So I don't want you sitting here making like little squares around your outside. Please don't do that. And when you get into a little spot like this, I'm just going to do the dark like that. And the other thing I want you to realize that when I'm coloring like this, even though I'm just coloring a square package, this concept translates into other things that you're coloring. So what I'm doing now is not just for square packages, right? Oh, why am I breaking my points? Now knock it off, ILene. Okay, so we look a little wonky here, but trust me, we'll get there. Okie dokie. Now, I've got a teeny tiny part of this silly package next to this leaf, so we're going to put that right there. And I think we have, gosh, I can't tell. Yeah, here's part of the package right there in that little teeny tiny corner. So we'll just color that in. And it also looks like that because I colored that in that way, I now have part of my carpet showing through. So I've got to get my blue. This actually happens to be a Faber-Castell Polychromos. Zoom in. So it looks like I've got the, gosh, I can't even tell what that is there. Okay, well, let me get back here. So we've got a little bit of that blue showing through right here. So I'll color that as such. And really, guys, when it gets down to teeny tiny places like that, don't worry about it. Really. Oh, you're right, it is. It's a branch, Ronnie. Thank you. That's what that is. It's a branch. And there's the pokies coming out. Yep, yep, yep. Zoom out. Okay, now we're going to get my medium purple. Now, you got to be careful with your purples because there are red-based purples and blue-based purples. And you want to make sure that your colors are going to work together. Now, on this larger side of the package, you need to decide where your light spot's going to be. So I'm going to put it roughly in the center here. So I'll close down over that circle area with my medium purple, and then I'm going to come in with my light. lightest purple. And then I'm going to blend that. And if you feel that you need to mitigate part of your any color, I'm going to go back over my light with my medium purple. Now, sometimes, as you can see, sometimes these pencil brands don't get along together. And that's what's happening here. I'm going to change direction of my blending. And if you have that buildup like that, which sometimes will happen if you use a wax versus an oil-based pencil together, no biggie. Take your X-Acto knife and gently scrape off the buildup. I'm not even applying any pressure. I'm just letting the natural weight of the knife take care of that for me. Now, on this top part here, I'm just going to blend in from the outside my purple. And that's creating my natural white center. And then I'm going to go in with my medium and go around that a little bit. So here's the trick that I'm showing you, and I'll do it over here when I do it. So this is my medium and my dark. I'm not even going to bother with my light purple. So just because you have 3 colors doesn't mean that you have to use all 3. It depends. Truth be told, I'm not happy with that light purple that I picked out on the side. So I'm going to get rid of it. It's one of those seemed like a good idea at the time. And I'll go back in with my light purple. And we'll go ahead and reestablish that lighter part. My mistake. Don't worry about it if you do it. There we go. And now I'm going back with my dark purple, and this is where I am playing with my shading. Okay, so let me show you a little trick here. This is fun. Where I've got my dark purple here, and I have my edges, now I'm going to go ahead and use my blender pencil. This is just a little coloring trick. and I'm going to blend over that entire segment. Voila! What it's done now is it's created here's my dark edge. This is where my medium's going to go, and this is where my light will be. So now I'm going to take my medium pencil and pull in that edge a little bit more. So see, by blending in the dark, it gave me the roadmap for my medium. And it's also telling me where to leave my white center. Does that make sense? So if you get hung up about where and what size to make your white center, use this little trick. So let me do it again. Bringing in your dark a little bit more. Don't be too uniform with it. Blend your pencil. Isn't that cool? And then my medium purple. Do you have to do this? No. There you go. All right. Will I use that trick all the time? Not necessarily. So I'm not going to use it here. You don't have to use it. And do you see now how this is picking up on this package now, the different shades and tones of my purple. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is if you're coloring and you develop your own technique to create the desired result, that's fine as well. I've got a little spot in here that I missed. Like I said, remember the little analogy I used about you and I are driving to Los Angeles from Hartford, Connecticut. We're driving across country. We're both using the same cars. Excuse me, we're both using a car. But one of us may drive more towards the south. We're going to use different routes. Remember, if 10 colors were doing this page, it's going to come out 10 different ways. Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, I'm going to tone down these white areas. I'm keeping them lighter than my edges, but I just don't want them as white as I'm making them here. And that's where your own artistic decisions are going to come in. I could show you how to make these lighter spots. You need to decide how light they are, how big they are, and where they are. Okay. And don't rub with your finger like I just did. Okay, so we've got a really beautiful blue, purple package, and now I'm going to take a little bit of blue, this is a shuttle art, they just call it light blue, and I'm going to color over my purple. Now think about this, when we're doing skies, right? You've seen me put in blue, I'll do a blue sky, and then I'll come back and I'll put some purple in it. Isn't that pretty? Now, you don't have to. You can go with your purple shading if you want. And my end of my package is getting a little spotty. Ooh, that's going to scrape off, yep. If you get too many layers of pencils, you're going to get your wax buildup. And that's what's happening. So I'm going to go ahead and tint this in blue. There we go. All right. Let me finish up the rest of this package in my light blue. Beautiful. What color do you guys want me to make my third package? I'm already thinking of one, but I want to know what you guys think. Now, when you're tinting your package like I'm doing, you don't want to keep tinting it to the point that you see the blue. A stark blue, you want to tint it to the point that you look at the color and go, wow, that's a really cool color. So what you're doing is you're mixing the purple Wanda says green. That's exactly what I'm thinking. You want to add enough of the blue to tint the purple to make it a pretty color, to give it a tinge of color. You don't want that blue to be sticking you in the eye like, you know, a thumb in your eye. Zoom out. Pretty. Anybody have a thought as to why Rhonda is suggesting green? Excuse me. Or Wanda can tell us. All right, let's get this brushed off. Now keep in mind that we already have to pull down the colors from the pine needles. Yep. Now we have pine needles down here. So let me do this. I'm going to color them first. Why? But you are correct, Ashley. Wanda, do you still like your link, yo? That's right. Wanda's thinking is that the green is a popular Christmas color and it will balance the green at the top of the sled. All right. So let me work on the pine needles first because that is a really no choice color at this point. Zoom in. Zoom in. And this will go relatively quickly because I explained everything as to why I'm doing this the way that I did. Now, I've got these needles here that are right behind the sled and are a little hard to see, not to mention the fact I got a little blue on them from the carpet. So I'm going to do them in a dark color to make sure that they don't get lost. You need to think about things like that. And guys, I don't want you to get hypersensitive about balancing this and balancing that. If you're a new colorist, you'll get it eventually. Because the thing is, things in nature are basically balanced. And if you color something and it looks off, it's eventually going to occur to you why. And you'll start adjusting. So I don't want you to get flummoxed when somebody tells you, you know, talks about balance or talks about balance and shading and stuff like that. Now I'm using a slightly different green on this wreath than what I used at the top. Because I want that little bit of difference. Let's see what we got here. So I've got a couple of areas here where I need to fill it in with the carpet. That's fine. I'll get back to that later on. And when you run into something like that, I mean, I could very easily color these gaps in green. But don't do that, guys. Put your little details in. Okay. So let me flip over to this side. And again, you can see how quick this is going. I was slower when I did the top wreath because that was more involved, and I wanted to show you the technique. Keep your pencil sharp. Don't forget to turn your pencil while you color. That's especially important now. Okay, so there's my one green. Here's my second green. Now, what I could have easily done when I did the first poinsettia, the first wreath, I could have popped down and done the second one. And who knows, that may have changed the way I did the carpet, color-wise. But having said that, when I did the carpet, I knew that I would have a green wreath on there. So I pretty much knew how that was going to look. Now, as you get more and more into coloring, if you haven't done it for a while, Wanda already has this capability, is that you'll be able to pretty much envision what your colors are going to look like. Because she creates a picture in her head and then she starts to do it. Now, as she goes along, and Wanda, correct me if I'm wrong, as she goes along, and this is what I do as well, is I adjust accordingly. And this is where a lot of people make coloring mistakes because they don't adjust. I see time and time again that somebody will post and say, well, I don't like it because it's not what I envisioned. But see, they could have made a really great piece if they had gone with the flow and adjusted throughout their coloring. Does that make sense to what I'm saying? And Wanda, is that your thinking process when you color? Okay, now I didn't put any dark green in this part here, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that in. This is my khaki green. Yeah, Wanda says, yes, I adjust or I completely changed my mind. Exactly. And if you're that heck bent on making a picture a certain way, fine, color it again. Make a copy before you color it and color it again. But stop saying I failed because. No, you didn't fail. Because the minute your brain starts seeing the actual color, that's where you start adjusting. Okay. Oops. Amazing how all of a sudden the needles that you missed stand out. Oh my. So the minute I hear somebody say, yeah, Wanda says I start with at least 3 main colors I want to use in the picture and I go from there. Which means Wanda colors and I color. And again, Wanda, I'm not trying to speak for you, but let me know. Wanda and I start in our areas that we're pretty sure that we know what we want to do. Like with the sled, I knew that I wanted to do this lighter brown. So I did. And that set the tone, no pun intended, for everything else. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Isn't that pretty? So Wanda, now that that package is there, would you still go with the green? Which is fine. Hi, Sandy. Throw a color at me, Wanda. I'm still inclined to go with the green, a green. Okay, let me see something here. Silver with a green bow. Okay. Now, Wanda changed her mind about the package. Or green with a silver bow. Blue, just kidding. No, blue's fine. Silver with a green bow. Okay. How about silver? Because that'll give us different. Green is fine, guys. Perfectly fine. I think it would look gorgeous. But let's go ahead and do silver. Rhonda did a great silver rendering on her knights. Angela, good night, sweetie. Did Mark get back in touch with you? Da, 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 dum. Da, 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 dum. Da, 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 dum. Da, da, dum. Not yet. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I have metallic pencils. So, in this case, because I want shiny, I'm going to use a metallic pencil. Now, you guys know that I tidy up all the time. And I know that that looks obsessive, but the reason that I do that is because if my uncolored areas get tinted with a color, it's going to be a little bit harder to see and envision the color that I want to put with the item. So right now, I'm cleaning up my bow on my purple package. And that way it sticks out a little bit more, and that way it will make it help me with my color selection. I don't know if help is a good word. Yeah, I guess it is. So please tidy up your areas. Don't let grays and, you know, smudges get on it. Oh, I love this piece. I love this piece. Okay, Prismacolor. Hold on, I just had it in my hand. Oh, this is so funny. This is a color by Brett Funner, and it says Vintage Khaki. Vintage. Get it? Zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, I'm going to show you how to use your metallic pencils. So we're going to go ahead and plop that color on. Zoom in. Haha, it has to be shiny. Exactly. Great minds think alike. So I am using a metallic silver on the box. How pretty is that? Let me neaten up my edges. Got a little weird. Da-da-da-da-da. Now this happens to be a Prismacolor shiny silver. What you can do is you can pick out your fave pencils with your gray, with your shiny silver, excuse me. This one just happens to be a Prismacolor. Now, when you do your metallics, you need to make a choice. You either color in little circles, which will make your package look one way, or you color in straight lines, which will make it look another. It matters with metallics. I'm choosing to color in straight lines. Now, when I first put the color on, I did little circles because I wanted to get that coverage done. Got a little edge here that I missed. And if you see some little lighter areas, go ahead and get those taken care of. So what you need to do is you need to look at your piece at an angle so you can see how it shines. See how it shines. Sail on, silver girl. And I am putting on a nice thick layer of this pencil. This is so thick on here and so layered that an ant could skate across it. And it's hard to explain, but there is something so satisfying about coloring with the silver pencil. I don't know if it's because it's just slicker or what the deal is. So really I should say metallic. It's not just silver. That is looking so pretty. Can you guys see on camera how cool this looks? Zoom out. Now again, when you're done, remember, go in your parallel, right? I'm going in parallel strokes. It makes a difference with the metallics. You can kind of see the strokes, so I'm not going to like go sideways. Metallics are probably the one and only time that you want to do that, unless you want a different look. But I want this to look like it's going in the directions that I'm doing. Zoom out. Zoom out. How pretty. Da-da-da-dum. Okay, I need to pull out something. Now, a lot of us already have the silver, excuse me, I gotta do something here, hold on. La-da-dum. La-da-dum. Da-da-dum. Whoops, hold on, hold your horses. La-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum. All right, so I've got this group here, the gallery glass. Now, I'm pulling this out for a reason. Technically speaking, the silver on here, can you see it shining? Oh, that's turning blue. Isn't that cool? It's looking really good. Now, that also reminds me, hold on, I'm not done. Oh, I don't want to use up my silver. No. Yeah, my liquid pearls, you mean? Oh man, you're gonna make me do that. Okay, hold on. Before I do that, yeah, I know, it won't, very light with a brush, it won't take much at all. I agree. Okay, before I do that, I will do that. Zoom in. Zoom in. Is I'm going to put a little tint of gray on here. Just to give it a little depth, which actually may be a mood issue with the liquid pearls, but then I'll go back over it maybe, we'll see. Yeah, I thought of that. Of the liquid pearls too. See, we think alike, Wanda. I was already going to shade that. Okay, so for those of you who don't have liquid pearls, you can use your metallic pencil and then do this shading like I'm doing around the edges. Now, I may run a little bit late, but this is, I'm right in the middle of something, so I think you want to stick for this. And just be sure that when you do that, you blend in your pencil. Yeah, get some. What do I always tell you? No lines. Look how beautiful this box is looking, guys. Now, if you don't have metallic pencils, you can use Rhonda Green gel pens. Rhonda said, we will suffer with you. Yeah. Love you, ILene. I can't help it. I get so excited when I'm on this, well, all of it, but. So is everybody clear about this box? I don't want you to ever feel left out just because you don't have something. Now listen to me. If I'm doing a technique and you don't have the product, ask me what the alternative is. Yeah, most pencil sets have a metallic silver and gold. That's correct. But I don't ever want to assume. And if some people can't afford pencil sets and they buy smaller sets, they may not have it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and smear that on there. You know, blend it with my finger. Everybody see how cool this box is looking? All right, so I've got my edges, and look at the difference now between here and here, right? So I'll go ahead and darken that edge just a little bit. Okay, I'm coloring along but don't have the other stuff. What else can I do? Okay, Sandy, you need to be more specific. What don't you have? If you don't have the metallic pencils, what you do is you color up silver, like I showed you on the silver bells. Okay, that's fine. Look, see how I did the bells? You can do the same over here. Light, medium, dark gray. Boom, you're done. And they look silver. So I've got my edges darkened. There, yeah, you can go ahead and use that silver. So you use a light, a medium, and a dark gray on your box, just like you did on your bells. Right, you're using, yeah, using a darker gray pencil. Yes, ma'am. That'll do her. That'll get her done. And I didn't do it on the bells, but remember when I was doing the metallic Kirby Roseannes and I added a little bit of green to the gray? That makes it look good too. Okay, almost done with the shading. Oh, that looks cool. Zoom out. Now, if you have something that looks streaky, for example, a little bit on the gray here, you color in teeny tiny circles with your pencil. Because what that does is you're changing your direction over the tooth of the paper. And where you didn't hit the tooth going the one direction, you'll hit it going the other. Anybody have any questions about that? Zoom in. Okay. Okie dokie smoky. So, where I darkened this edge even, I'm going to use teeny tiny circles because I don't remember no lines, right? There you go. I gotta quit fussing. Okay. So give me a second here. Hi, Dum-Dum. Which is my cat. What's the OMG, Wanda? What's up? That's a Stickles. Hold on, I'm sorting through my liquid pearls. Wanda says she thought I was almost finished swatching my 520s and thought I was missing some colors. I just found almost a whole tray in the bottom of the boxes. Oh, there it is at the bottom. Pewter. Just in case you were wondering what I was doing, I was sorting through my pieces. And the color I wanted at the bottom. Well, that's a nice surprise. Okay. Paintbrush. Liquid pearls. Here we go. Zoom in. Let me get a drink of water here. Yeah, you had empty trays on top of it? Yep. I actually did that as well. And I had the empty trays and I did a second check and there was a full one. I'm glad you didn't throw the box away with your pencils. Okay. So I'm going to put a little drop on here. And we'll see if we need the water. I don't know. Actually, Wanda, it's coming out to be almost the same color as the pencil that I put on here. Interesting. Okay, so let's finish the experiment. Actually, Wanda, it's coming out very, very similar. But this is a good exercise for everybody to see what they can do with their liquid pearls. And like the bottle says, you can dilute this stuff. Now, I accidentally obliterated a line, but no big deal. So this tells me that if you have the Prismacolor silver, you'll have a really good shine. All right, let's use the corner of the brush and get that area done. And when you do this, just be sure that you go in one direction with it, or you can dab at it and make a texture out of it. And at the moment, I'm not even going to worry about my box lines. I would say, guys, that the shine that you get from the liquid pearls in this case is very similar to the shine that you get from your Prismacolor metallic. And if you accidentally paint over something, immediately swipe it with your finger and wipe it off. And a little does go a long way, because the residue that I had on my brush, I was able to do that top part. And I'll put a little teeny tiny dab on there. And that stuff, look at this, guys. I'm rubbing my finger over it. Nothing came off. Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, I want to get this part a little smoother. It looks rough here. If you notice an area, just fix it. Zoom out. Pretty. And I'm just dabbing over a couple of spots that look light to me with the residual that's in my brush. There you go. And I'm also thinking that we could go ahead and, after this is really dry, I'm going to play with it now. A couple more minutes, guys. Let me rinse my brush. Hold on. Get that brush cleaned off. And as you can see, this stuff cleans off perfectly, so we're in good shape. All right. So one more little thing here. Now, if you guys aren't ever sure about something working together, get a scrap piece, so the same type of paper that you're working with it, and try it out. Okay. Yeah, nice and dry. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. We'll see what this does now. So I'm going to take my pencil, my gray pencil, and we're going to shade these corners up a little bit as soon as I quit moving. So I'm able to shade this, but what I would tell you is I would let your liquid pearls dry overnight so that you have a nice hard surface. So that you can blend your pencil. But see, as you can see, I'm able to add that little extra on the edges of my box here. And what's really neat is because I used the liquid pearls, it got rid of that corner and that edge. So I can go ahead and shade that up now. Now, I'm not digging my pencil in at all. But because of the way that my pencil is feeling right now, I would say let the stuff thoroughly dry. I mean, I can make it work because I know what I need to do. But if you're a little less experienced in coloring, you're going to want to let this dry thoroughly. Oh, how pretty this package is. So I'm going to go back and shade underneath my ribbon. Look at that, my ribbon is immediately popping now because I put that little shade. So yeah, I would say this experiment worked. If I hadn't used the Prismacolor gray, I would say that the liquid pearls would have been perfect. And in this case, what I would have done, which I started to do, is remember my glaze that I have, my window glaze stuff? That would be my next option. So what we did tonight was more of a redundancy for this experiment. So next time I'll do either or. Love the suggestion. That's how we figure this stuff out. And now we know. So let me go ahead and put in my edges and then I'm going to call it an evening. Anybody have any questions? Do you like how it looks? The liquid pearls that I put back in the bag. Pewter gray. Good night, Sandy. I'm almost done. I just want to touch up these edges. There we go. Wanda, this pewter in liquid pearls is not that dull. And stop apologizing. We don't do that in here. I was curious about it as well. There we go. Zoom out. Rhonda says, I'm working on the first Forest Girl picture. Lots of tiny details. Funny, I find it relaxing. It is. When you focus on those little parts, yeah. Okay, guys. Let me find my brush. Zoom out. What do you guys think? I think this needs to be a little softer here. I'll play with that later on, not tonight. Questions, comments? I love it. Okay, I have a question for you guys. Do you want me to finish the bows tomorrow night, or do you want me to just go ahead and do them tonight? And the poinsettia, because I've shown you how to do that. Zoom out. This really turned into, I think, a great piece. Let me zoom, center you a little bit. I love that silver box. I think that was such a cool idea. Do you want me to finish this off camera or on camera? You know what? I think you want me to finish it tomorrow on camera. So Rhonda says on camera. Somebody else take a vote. Doesn't matter. I can do it off. I can do it on. Doesn't matter. Okay, Rhonda wants on. Who else? Off or on, guys? Oh my gosh, I love this piece. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to do it on. All right, guys. I hope you learned a lot, or at least something new. I hope you had fun. I love how these packages are turning out, and we're still getting that vintage look I wanted. I think it looks terrific. You guys seem to really like the wall. I love it. Showed you how to do that a couple nights ago, last night. My only oopsie that I made is this wall line runs directly on top of this box. I didn't mean it to do that. I would have preferred that it was a little bit lower for dimension reasons, but hey. You take care, Dorothy. All right, guys, joyous, joyous, joyous coloring. Oh, and I want to do a touch-up on the wall. So yeah, I need to do this tomorrow night. Love you guys. Good night, good night, good night. Continue to be great to each other like you are. I am so proud of you guys. We've got a really great group. All right, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. You know who is going to come up very shortly for treats, because she hears me closing. I really hope that you enjoyed this. All right, guys, take place. Oh, take place. What does that mean? Take care. Bye.